Oh, hey, we're live. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Smoke Pit Fairy Tales 4, Chain Smoke Your Problems Away. We're done with the book, and we got the next one coming out now, or Wednesday in a week. And today we're talking to my buddy, Steve. I've never asked, is it Augustine or Augustine?
Augustine.
Augustine, because there's some contention there. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you played a handful of minor roles, but then you also played Capulet and PIROSKA, and you sing a lot of songs for the bloopers.
I did.
Which was fun.
I get on a roll when I'm doing the voices, like per chapter, and I get fucking stupid ideas, and I'm just like, I have to go with it and just let it out so I can do the next part. And like, that's just how that fucking stupid magic happens, and it makes me laugh. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm like, if one other person laughs, even better.
Oh yeah, no, you give so much food for the blooper reels. Like sometimes it's like annoying to fucking edit, but then sometimes it's like, all right, Steve, what are you doing for me this chapter? Because like a lot of times, like, here's my line, other line, every guy's line, and you act out the entire fucking chapter, and it's like, bro, just give me your line. Okay, that one was good. Okay, stop doing this shit, and okay, that one was good. Okay,
all right, that's a bad habit that I have. It's got to be a family thing, because like, I'm the youngest of 4, and my mom, used to read us books before bed. So by the time I fucking rolled around, she had like Dr. Seuss books damn near memorized. She's only flipping the pages in front of me to like show me what's on that page in the drawings. And all of the characters, like Green Sam I Am and like the Fox and Socks, they all had different fucking voices coming from my mom. So like, that's how I read books in my head then too. So like when I'm reading them aloud, like I did that. Then when I was married with stepkids and I was reading them books, I'd do the same thing for them, and they thought it was fucking awesome.
I mean, I think it's great.
Yeah,
I have a good time with it, which is why you're half the fucking blooper reels.
On the ones,
and then
that
sometimes you whip out, and then you whip out shit like the Song of the Ivans. I fucking thought that was hilarious because you didn't tell me about it. You just said, "Hey, here's the chapters. There's something a little extra in there for you." I'm like, "All right." Oh, what's up, Ivan?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. So that one I actually thought of just completely on its own, because like prior to this book starting, me and Matt are like, yeah, we're gonna have the death off. Who can have the best death? And then there was just like, no, maybe it was after this book. Shit, I don't remember.
Maybe I don't remember. I mean, because I had everybody's lines in for this book about a year ago. So
right,
we're talking about Mike spinning you did last fucking spring. So
yeah, it's one of those who fucking I don't remember things.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I came up with it. It just kind of got stuck in my head because there was just a polka beat stuck in my head that day. And I'm just like, I gotta fucking work this out into this, like these fucking Russian soldiers getting attacked by a fucking mushroom zombie. And that's what fucking came.
Yeah, and it was brilliant. Was that like first idea, first take, or was that I'm gonna brew on this and sing it in the car for a week?
Brewed on it for a day, wrote it down as like a poem, like revised it, I think once. Like I think I changed like very small things, but it was pretty similar to how I originally had it, like in my head before I wrote it down. And then like I tried singing it a few times, make sure I liked the cadence, it was all right. And I was just like, yeah, this is fucking perfect. Let's do this.
Nice. And no spoilers, but there's more things like that coming up in the future. But we're not talking about those ones right now.
Yeah. I set myself up for that one perfectly, and it's going to be
glorious.
I'm thinking about how I'm going to work it in, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. I can do this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like also with that though, like you've got a pretty good range of vocal talent too, because like again, in this one we had you as PIROSKA and Capulet, the Russian guys. I
think
a couple small people like Goodie, and then Santoreno, and you kind of gave him like a not really, but kind of sort of Boston. Yeah. I was figuring Boston, but I mean they're the same place to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. One's just more Irish, and the other one's more. I don't know what's New York. Is that more Italian or? That Irish versus Italian, or is that like?
I think New York City depends on the neighborhood. There's
Yeah.
Irish neighborhoods. There's fucking Italian neighborhoods. Like there's what is this neighborhoods?
Yeah.
There's like there's everything in that little fucking. I don't like New York City because I've worked there a bunch of times, and every time I do go there for work, it's never a nice spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like cities, but like you've also seen where I live. I don't have a city within like 100 fucking miles of me, so
I don't fucking blame you.
Yeah. I think that though comes from everybody, you know, just getting off at Ellis Island and they're like, all right, cross the ocean, good enough, don't need to go anywhere else. It's like you know there's the rest of the continent that way. You guys don't have to stay in this city. All right, man.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, I found work here and I found a cheap spot to live, and hey, there's a Jewish deli selling corned beef. We're good.
Yeah, that one fucking blew my mind when I found out that corned beef isn't Irish. It was like Jewish dudes in New York, and then Irish immigrants in New York were like, yeah, this is Irish now. And then like it never really went back over the lake. So that's a very American food. I was a little upset when I found that out.
It's less that they're like, this is Irish now, and it was more that like we can afford this.
I mean, that too. Which is weird because now that's more expensive than regular beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuckers.
I mean, I'd still eat the fuck out of it. It's delicious.
Oh, yeah, it's great. That's cabbage.
Things. Corned beef, cabbage, potatoes. It's a great meal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you're also Polish, so like you can put potatoes in anything. And like, go to the Philippines. You want some balut? Does it have potatoes with it? It can. All right.
Sweet. I think the discussion today between me, who's Polish and Italian, there's one new guy who's from New Jersey, but his family's from the Caribbean, and he's a pescatarian, so he only eats fish for meat and then vegetables. And then a newer girl who's Midwestern but of Swedish descent, and then some other newer guy from the fucking Midwest. And basically we were just on a 15 to 20 minute conversation about pickles and how awesome they are.
You know, I'm kind of weird about pickles because I'm not a big fan of like, say, dill pickles, but like, you know, if you cut them up, put them on a fucking hamburger or whatever, sure, I'm in. But gherkins, I will fucking go hog on.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like cold, warm, don't give a shit. Fucking throw them at me.
Oh yeah, we went just down the rabbit hole because, like, you know, it was fucking hot out. Everyone was sweating today, and like, and we were just like, oh, you know, you got to be careful with your sodium intake. I'm like, bull fucking shit. I am sweating. I will go drink a jar of pickle juice. Like, fuck you and your sodium intake requirements. I'm like, what's too much? I'm like, I'll tell you when it's too much.
Yeah, I will also go ham on pickled eggs.
Oh, those are fucking delicious too.
Especially the beet ones. I made some mustard ones a couple weeks ago.
Nice. Yeah. So very drunkenly one night in a fucking random bar in North Carolina, back when I was in the Marines, I was living with two of my buddies off base, but it was in the next county. And it took us about 3 months to realize that that was a dry county. We had no idea. But like between the base and the house we were living in, which was in that county, I think it was Duplin County, like right on the line of Onslow County and Duplin County, there's a bar called the Last Call Lounge, but it was only like 3 miles down the road, straight shot. So that's where we'd go drink. And we're just like, yeah, that's where you go to drink. It's there. The Last Call Lounge. Took us that long to figure out 3 miles or 3 months. It's the Last Call Lounge because that's the last place to get booze before you get out of Duplin County. And we're like, oh, fuck, that makes sense. Very drunkenly one night in there, they're like some old timer you can barely understand in North Carolina was like, hey, you want some pickled pig's feet? And I'm piss hammered. I'm like, fuck yes. So there I am eating pickled pig's feet. I could not tell you what they taste like. I was that drunk. I just remember I ate them.
Nice.
And I was just like, all right, cool. I was just eating pickled pig's feet and drunk. And then the next day, like my buddies look at me like, you know, you ate pickled pig's feet last night? I'm like, yeah, I think I remember that. They're like, yeah, don't worry, we did too. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, well, as long as everybody did it, fuck it.
It was just like, all right.
Yeah, no, like regional cuisine though is like a weird thing because like before we got on, we were talking about seafood and how like if you're from say I don't know, Florida to, if you live on the Atlantic Ocean, seafood's going to be a staple of your fucking diet, especially if you're in like the, you know, Maryland, Virginia, Carolinas fucking area, right? But something that bothered me was when I was in the Marines, you know, stationed in California for most of it, they don't fucking do seafood there. Like, you might get, like, you're gonna get salmon at the regular places, or like, you know, maybe fucking, I don't know, tilapia. But like, it's not like there's just fucking shrimp and crabs everywhere. You like, or even a lot of fish, and you think, dude, the ocean's right there. Why aren't we fishing? Like, I could see dolphins from the pier. Why aren't we eating those? Like, take a page from the Japanese. Let's go kill some of these fucking orcas and put them on a fucking plate.
Man. So worked out there. Fuck, where was I? I was working in San Diego. Me and my best friend, the kid I was in the Marines with. And he's from Oregon, lives in Wilmington, North Carolina now. And we were out there working, San Diego, stayed through the weekend because it's fucking cross-continental travel. Like, whatever, just stay through the weekend and fucking hang out, do something cool so you don't have to go back every weekend. And at the time, one of my aunts was living in LA because she'd lived there for like since probably the 80s. So we're like, hey, let's go up and visit my Aunt Lulu. Fucking go on some hikes, do some cool shit, get something to eat. And like, you know, after we go on hikes and do cool shit, she's like, hey, you want to go to an oyster bar? And we're like, fuck yeah, we love seafood. So we go to an oyster bar. And we're like, used to North Carolina, especially my buddy Ryan is. Where he's like,
or oysters are either raw or like steamed. That's it.
It was a raw oyster bar, so I'll give them at least that much.
Okay.
But how much would you pay for a 5-gallon bucket of oysters in North Carolina?
I don't know, $20 maybe. I don't know what it's doing now. I've been there in a while.
I mean, yeah, back at this point, we were probably like, yeah, like 20, 30-ish bucks. Like, get a whole fucking 5-gallon bucket full.
Yeah.
You know, find a fucking fisherman's market or just go to the wharf and be like, hey, what's up, dude? Can I buy that off you? You can get it easy and cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're in this place in LA and it's nice. I'll give it that. But we're like, these prices are a bit absurd.
Well, I mean, everything's fucking absurd in LA, man. Fucking there's these two places I want to tell you about. One of them's closed. It used to be in Columbus, Ohio. A buddy of mine lived like real close there, so I went a few times when I went to go visit him. But it was a barcade, so they had like, you come in and there's like 4 big TVs, and they got like a Nintendo, a Sega Genesis, an N64, and you know, something the fuck else. But they have other boxes of consoles that you ask and they'll bring them out. And the rest of the, you know, establishment is all old arcade games, and they were all free play. You didn't have to pay anything to play them. And the drinks were super fucking cheap. So it was like, hey, stay here, get hammered, play video games. Great. There's one of those I went to in LA. I forget what it was called. It was near Little Tokyo or Chinatown or something. There's a lot of Japanese people in the area next to it, which is a separate story. But also why I remember that, because we went into a karaoke bar and we were like, we're going to be assholes and sing Godzilla because this place is all Japanese. But there was like a 6-year-old Japanese woman screaming that song on the karaoke when we came in there. So like, all right, well, I guess we'll just hang out. But anyway, this fucking barcade, every game was like, instead of like a token or like a quarter, it was like a fucking $1 it took. And then drinks for 20 fucking bucks each. And it was like, dude, Los Angeles sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I'll take it over like Washington, D.C., but.
All right, I will give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC is just like, forget how I describe it. Like, Florida's the dick, New York City's the asshole, so everything in between is the taint. And New York City is just that much closer to the asshole as being part of the taint.
So then would DC be herpes?
I mean, it could be if someone shot it there.
Be a fucking genital wart?
It's
you get those in your taint, right? I don't know. I don't have.
I mean, if you know somebody has a penetrative thing and it comes out and it touches there with the wart, and you know, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand a lot of the finer semantics of genital warts and STDs in general, but I mean, I don't see why you couldn't get it on your taint.
I mean, you can get it anywhere else, right?
Pretty much. If someone shoots it on your eyes, you got fucking herpes on your eyes, man.
Eye herpes. Herpes.
Herpes.
Herpes.
which is it's a very important distinction.
Yeah.
Herpes, herp eyes.
Yeah. Also, John in the comments is saying it's impossible to stay sober in DC. Like booze is there in the air.
I wouldn't know. I've never tried.
Yeah.
Every time I go to DC, I just drive through as fast as I can.
Yeah, no, I hate DC, man. Like I was saying, I was stationed in Quantico for a few years, and like I'd go to DC every once in a while if I was with a group of people and everyone wanted to go there, and I wasn't driving. But like normally, I'd just stop around fucking like Annapolis.
I went to Annapolis, I think twice when I was in the Marines, because one of my buddies, he was from there. His dad taught at Annapolis.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So like we would go there and like he knew all the spots to fucking party. Like he took us to the Naval College, like showed us like all the cool historical stuff. Like it was fucking cool. And then we just went and fucking partied our asses off.
Yeah, there's cool nightlife there, and then there's also like a lot of really interesting music stores, and there's an awesome fucking comic book store there called Third Eye Comics, and they're about the size of a CVS, and they've got like all the shit, like new comics, old graphic novels, all the memorabilia, fucking like all the fucking statues and action figures and shit, and then also like all the tabletop game stuff that goes along with it. It's pretty cool.
So that's like Matt's fucking dream because of all the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, no, it's in Annapolis. It's there. The only problem is it's in Maryland, and they're more commie than fucking California is. But you know, give and take, right?
Yeah. I mean, not that I can say much. I live in a communist state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like that though.
I do. I'm slowly going more and more south, though. I'm currently like just a few miles from the Pennsylvania border.
Yeah, just hop the border, man. Move to Pennsylvania. It's better over here.
Oh, I know. My family's from there. Like, I'm just like, God, I just gotta fucking get there, and taxes will be less, and like I can have 500 more fun things on top of my rifle. Shit.
Yeah, it is kind of funny though how like when you meet somebody, friggin' and you ask them where they're from, they either say I'm from New York, and they expect you to understand that they're from the city, or they say I'm from upstate New York, so you don't ask them if they're from New York City because they're not from fucking New York City.
Yeah, I've always just explained like I'm from near Buffalo, New York, on Lake Erie, and like people just can't wrap their heads around that. I'm like, oh, how close to the city are you? I'm like,
Other side of the state, 4 hours.
I'm like, I live closer to Indianapolis than I do New York City, and I live in New York State. Wrap your head around that. Like, they're just like, what? Like, their circuits just fry. They're like, there's a western part of the state? Yes, there is. Yeah. It's not Coruscant in the shape of New York State. Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's interesting with some geography stuff like that, though, too, because the northern border of Brazil is closer to Canada than it is the southern border of Brazil.
I did see that on the map, too, where I'm like, fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, weird shit. Or like I always like pointing out to like my European friends where it's like if you take a map of America and, you know, adjust it for the curvature of the earth, if you put Seattle and Dublin, like Miami's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So here's an interesting book question for you. Was the plot of this book influenced by all the zombie media of the 2010s, or was it always part of the plan for Smoke Pit Fairy Tales?
There's a lot in the Smoke Pit Fairy Tale series, a lot that happens later that I'm not going to talk about now. That was always part of it, and I'm not going to talk about now because of spoilers. But the zombie thing, why that was just zombies instead of, say, space Russians on a space station that they had to assault. From the behind the scenes point of it, there's two things. One of them was or is something that's going to happen in Smoke Pit Fairy Tales 5. No spoilers, but like that's kind of like a precursor to something. And then what is it? I wanted to visualize something when I was writing this. So when I write, or like when I'm getting the plot together for something, one of the things I'll do is kind of make a comic book, and not like drawn out, but maybe like storyboard it, where it's like I'm gonna get like a bunch of pictures, kind of like make a photo album out of it, and it's like I want this to look like this, and how do I get from what's going on in this picture to that picture, XYZ, whatever. And music also plays a big part in that. And what happened with that, with the zombies on Volgograd, was I was listening to Megadeth's Set the World on Fire, and there's a line in that goes, distorted figures walk the streets, it's 1999, and like that whole part of that song just makes me think of something like demonically apocalyptic, and he's talking about fucking, nuclear fallout and, the end of World War III and all that shit. But I wanted something that looks like that in there. Yeah. That's what my answer for that's going to be. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, but you've also explained it probably 7 times because we're both Megadeth fans.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I'm not saying that the zombies thing didn't, or the zombies craze of the 2000s didn't have a part of that, but it was more Megadeth than zombies. I hope you're listening, Dave Mustaine.
I fucking love you, Dave. So you remember the movie World War Z, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that was really disappointing to me because I read the book, which is by Max Brooks. Yes. Have you read that book?
No.
All right. Well, it's fucking fantastic. Max Brooks, I believe, is Mel Brooks' son.
I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yes. So World War Z is basically a collection of stories about the zombie war, and it's fucking phenomenal. Like, there's all sorts of things, like a fighter pilot for an F-22. There's no point in having an F-22 anymore. So what does she do? She has to learn to fly sorties and other fucking things to take care of the zombies. How to they do surveillance is they attach video cameras to wiener dogs because they can get into small spaces. They're fearless and zombies can't grab them because they're so low to the fucking ground. All sorts of just crazy shit. It's a phenomenally well done book.
I've heard, I just haven't read it.
The book that he wrote before that, The Zombie Survival Guide.
Yeah, Matt just said that in the comments.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zombie Survival Guide is also fucking great. And it has here's what you do and here's how you do it. Here's why you should have a machete because blades don't need to be reloaded. And here's a story from somewhere in the world of anecdotally how this applies to you and how someone has dispatched zombies because of this. And here's how it works. Everything he did was great. And so that's why I was so fucking disappointed when that movie was made. Well, I wasn't disappointed when it was made.
Yeah.
So what's his fucking name? Brad Pitt optioned it before it was fucking released. He had the rights to World War Z. So I'm figuring he had a zombie movie already fucking made. He just needed a name. And he was just like, that's perfect. I want that name. Because there was not a fucking shred of that book in that movie. I was like, you son of a bitch. Because one of the biggest tenets that Max Brooks says is zombies are not fast in the movies. It's not a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's happened before, most famously with Blade Runner, because the movie Blade Runner was based off of a book called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And they didn't want to use that title, but they found another book called Blade Runner, which was kind of like Repro the Genetic Opera, where it's if you want a organ transplant, they're really expensive, so you got to take out a medical loan, and then if you default on your loan, the Blade Runner comes and gets it back.
Yep.
So they bought that book just to use that title. But also with the zombies and Smoke It Fairy Tales, like a lot of other things that do end up in the series, if they haven't already where we're at, there's a lot of scenarios and tropes, say zombies or even, fucking vampires or whatever, where there's media about it. There's books, there's comic books, there's fucking movies and shit, but there's not a lot of the military dealing with it. It's always some scared dudes that are, stuck in a mall or a bar fucking dealing with the zombies, not, people with guns who could actually fucking fix the issue. And then, even then, like, how would that go south?
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing one, but I don't remember any military movies with zombies. Besides, like, Call of Duty, maybe. But does that count? Because it's like a bonus round?
No.
Yeah.
But it is fun.
It is fun.
So, yeah, I don't know. But the 2010s were a great time for
oh, yeah.
For zombie stuff. And who was I talking to it about? It was fucking Silent Portrait. What's his fucking name?
Oh, Brian Work.
Yeah, Brian. Me and him were talking about it one day, just like chatting. And basically, his theory is that The Walking Dead created and then killed the zombie craze in the 2010s.
I mean, I can see it creating it because that was like the big jump off.
Right. So, like,
as far as it being mainstream,
did the parabolic arc. It stayed up there for a while, and then they just started doing weird shit, and people started getting bored at the same time. And then they made all the spin-offs that nobody watches.
Yeah. I did recently watch Zombie Strippers. Have you seen that?
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Okay.
I'm already interested.
I think it's Jenna Jameson is the only named actress in it, and yeah, I'm using the word actress.
This is fantastic.
It's also not a porno. It's a legitimate. I mean, it's not even a B movie. It's produced like garbage, but it's fucking hilarious. And like 10 out of 10, fucking go fucking check that out. I also remember towards the beginning of that Zombieland being one of the big pusher offers, but I don't know if that came first or if Walking Dead did.
Shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be a question for we have Matt look up.
Yeah. I really enjoyed how you included problems on the BHR in the book, like the artificial gravity falling. It feels very, yeah. No, that's the other thing though, is like there's a lot of military media out there that's not fucking military at all. Because like most things about the military that you see in movies are written for civilians. So we're not going to put in, or we're only going to leave in what's fucking essential to the story, and we're not going to like also include the shit that happens day to day with fucking everything, like waiting in line for chow. That's why they'd be in a fucking situation where they're talking fucking the smoke deck being too fucking crowded. What would happen when the fucking double dragon, which comes around every fucking float, what would happen if the gravity went out while you're having the fucking trots?
Yep.
So
what's another so you only hear about the big things in the civilian world, like those two fucking planes on that carrier that one went down from fucking sliding off the elevator and the other one had a hard landing and didn't grab the fucking thing and just rolled off the deck yesterday or today.
Same boat. The fuck Truman. It was the Truman, right? Yeah, the fuck Truman.
I think so.
I think it was the Truman. Fuckers.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, small shit like that, like, or like the smoke deck fucking being closed, and why that would be a fucking big deal. Yeah, or coffin racks. I don't think I had a fucking jerk off on a coffin rack thing in that. Or even a reference. No, people get made fun of for it, so like it's implied that it's there.
That and drain babies. If you get caught making drain babies, oh yeah, the rest of your float's downhill.
Yeah. Yeah, or fucking, there are some good movies that have like say a good port call in it, but they are fucking few and far between. Because like every Navy fucking movie you watch, it's either they're already at sea and they're fighting the bad guys, or they're about to go to sea and then they fight the bad guys,
or they're in a submarine and they're underwater.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna count Crimson Tide with they were about to go to sea and then they went to go fight the bad guys. I mean that counts, right?
Yeah.
I guess Red October will be a little bit different.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah. As with
Red October, and then Das Boot. That's another submarine one.
I don't think I've ever actually seen Das Boot.
I think I'm the same way. I've seen like so many bits and pieces. I pretty much put it together in my head.
Yeah.
But I've never actually sat down with like a 6-pack and a pizza and like watched it.
Isn't it like 4 hours long?
I want to say it's at least 2.
Or was it originally a mini series and then they just kind of like slapped it together and said, "This is a movie. Come buy it on VHS, comrade." Wait, no, that was German. Come buy this on the VHS, yeah.
I already forgot we were supposed to have Matt look up, and he just texted me to ask what the fuck it was.
I don't fucking remember.
Sorry, Matt. I don't know.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the new pope?
Ooh, is he a candy-coated pope? What kind of pope do we get, Matt?
I don't know what kind of pope.
I hope he's a soap pope on a rope.
Do they make those?
I don't know. It was like an old joke I remember from my youth.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird jokes that like aren't around anymore. Like I haven't heard anyone maliciously make fun of the Polish in like 20 years. Because remember how like it was always like, hey, how many Polacks does it take to screw in a light bulb? 5. 1 to hold it, 4 to spin the ladder. And those used to be like all over the fucking place. Like where'd those go?
Oh fuck.
Do we just fucking like move the memes and like kind of forget about Poland?
Yeah, pretty much. Like Poland got a pass. Like, they're not that dumb anymore. No, trust me, the Polish in America are still that fucking dumb. They're highly prominent in my area. There's a lot of them, and they are still that fucking dumb.
Dude, I think the racial minority here are people whose families have been in this continent for 200 years, but they think they're off the boat fucking Italians.
Oh God!
And it's like, bro, can we not? And then I got curious about this, right? Because the area that I'm at is super fucking Catholic. Like if you look at a map, the entire state's Protestant except for like my fucking county, which is super, super fucking Catholic. And I was like, is that because of all the fucking fake Italians here? So I took a deep dive on this, and like where I'm at specifically in the Altoona, Johnstown area, it is not because of fucking Italians. It was like some Russian prince in the 1800s said, I don't want to be Russian anymore, joined the Catholic Church, and then moved here to start a monastery. And then was, converting some people around here to Catholicism, which, they do that everywhere. So it wasn't like really a huge deal. But when they started building railroads, a bunch of like people from the Catholic part of Germany and the Irish came over, and they were already Catholic. And they're like, oh, cool, railroads and God. Boom. And it had nothing to do with Italians. And I was like, oh, am I in the one place in the world where the Italians are all Protestants? This is Bigfoot country, isn't it? Okay. That's the only explanation. The Catholics are German and the Protestants are Italian. What the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah, but the other weird thing too is that the Altoona style pizza there. What the fuck is that if you got real Italians?
Fucking the memes about that have been a thing, especially since that guy that fucking got arrested here for shooting the medical CEO dude, fucking the Luigi guy. I've never seen that. And I was almost convinced that they were making it up until again, they only have that at the there's a minor league baseball team here called the Curve, and you can get that at the stadium, and that's the only place you can get that I've fucking found. So I think that they took like a fucking gimmicky like food like meme and then just meme the shit out of that because there's nothing the fuck else going on in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Oh, you guys got trains. Whoa, are you guys all autistic turning that guy in? Oh, you did it at a McDonald's. Whoa. Pizza. They have weird pizza. Make fun of the weird pizza.
Man, that would be fucking wild if like that thing actually like took off like cheesesteaks did for Philly, wings for Buffalo, or like some other like regional thing that like took off. But like, what if that thing was about to parabolically arc and fucking take off? Because people like American cheese, people like bread.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they call it a pizza. If you call it something else, like maybe it would go down in like history as like, hey, that's a fucking delicious thing. Like this open-faced American cheese sandwich.
Yeah, so you think it's just bad marketing?
It might have been bad marketing, but what if? Alternate universe, fun theory. So, like, let's go with chicken wings because I'm from that area. Luigi Mangione fucking killed a guy and then runs off to Buffalo, and it's just like buffalo wings aren't a thing. It's like, oh man, like they fucking turned them in, and look, they like take this piece of the chicken nobody fucking uses and coat it in hot sauce to make it edible. What are these fucking retards doing? Meanwhile, it's fucking delicious, and you know.
Yeah, and it kind of spun off from there because, like, originally, like, buffalo wings was, I mean, just buffalo sauce on fucking, wings, and buffalo sauce isn't like really hard to make, like, once you figure it out.
It's Frank's Red Hot and butter, and if
Yeah.
you want it hotter, use less or no butter.
Yeah, and then from there, it's like, oh, we got a million different flavors of it too, and they're all buffalo wings, even the ones that are chicken nuggets with no seasoning that you dip in ranch dressing. But those are still buffalo wings.
Boneless buffalo wings. No, that's a nugget.
That's a nugget. Is it a nugget, or does McDonald's own nuggets?
So the difference between nuggets and boneless pieces is that boneless pieces aren't processed. So like they have the meat grain in them.
Oh, instead of like the mulch.
Yeah. So instead of just being like a pulverized fucking chicken running through those 5 different piece fucking looking things that they have and then breaded, is that it's an actual piece of chicken.
That checks out.
So basically it's a mini chicken tender.
Yeah. But now I'm hungry for chicken. I had chicken for dinner and I'm hungry for chicken again. Man, I like chicken. It's fucking good. Goddamn.
You know what I'm fucking hungry for ever since I saw it at Aldi's the other day? Schnitzel.
Yeah, man.
No?
I mean, I don't dislike it, but I kind of look at it like halishki, where it's like, if you put it on the plate, I'll eat it. I'm not going to ask for it, though.
It's one of those things where, like, when I see it, I'm like, man, I haven't had that in a while. I just want it now. And then, but it's never anything I'm going out of my way for. It's not like waking up in the morning and I'm like, I need 4 eggs, some bacon, and some fucking rye toast now. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah. No. And rye toast is one of the things. I don't like rye toast. I also don't like sauerkraut. I also love Reubens. I don't know how the math on that works.
I think everyone has that thing. Also, I didn't like rye toast on its own until about a year ago.
Really?
It's like, I just want rye toast with my eggs now. Like, because I always went like classic white sourdough. Yeah. Maybe if I'm like, I'm feeling healthy, I'll get wheat and then instantly regret it.
Oh, but, no, I get wheat all the time because I think it tastes better. But
yeah, and then one day I just went like, I want the rye toast, and I fucking just haven't looked back. I'm like, this is whatever. I'm leaning into it.
Yeah. Good times. What were we talking about before this? Italians. There's no good fucking Italian food here either. They're all fucking fake ass Italians.
How do they not have good Italian food if they're Italians?
Because I don't know. The best I can fucking put together is there's like one fucking Greek family here, and their restaurant's so good that the Italians aren't even fucking trying. Even though Greek and Italian food don't fucking overlap.
There's a small overlap with like seafood dishes because they're both on the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
But neither of like local Italian restaurants where like, fuck yeah, spaghetti night. Like, they don't make that type of food. Neither do the Greek restaurants because they're like, the motherfuckers want gyros and they want fucking baklava.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about those things.
Yeah. No. One of the things I am going to complain about with Greek food, though, is as much as I like it, everything east of Italy and wrapping around all the way to Morocco is all the same fucking food, and the only difference between it is what restaurant you're at. Like, hey, we're gonna go get Lebanese food. Hey, we're gonna go get Greek food. Hey, we're gonna get Egyptian food. Oh, we're gonna go get It's all this fucking same shit. You just get a different guy fucking making it. Like,
yeah,
good for the med. The second thing though is I was on a fucking tangent once, and I was like, oh, let me go look up Greek food because I want to make I can't find anything good on the fucking Syrian websites for some reason. Anyway, I go and look at Greek food, and apparently all the Greek food they have in Greece is not what we have over here, and we just have Lebanese food that they're disguising as Greek food because a Greek person came over and fucking started making it, and it's actually fucking halal. And I'm like, so in Greece, you guys have like octopus and shit. Where's that in my restaurant?
Yep. So another really fun thing is like, I go down the wormhole of like lifting weights and going on fucking, healthier diets so I can do my fucking job well because it's highly active. And, it's always just like, you should go on the Mediterranean diet. It's like, what's the Mediterranean diet? People hear Mediterranean, they think, oh, I should eat Greek food. If you look up the Mediterranean diet and Mediterranean recipes, you get literally everything from the south of France and the south of Spain all the way around that fucker. Like there are so many more different and badass recipes than just like I'm gonna have a salad with pepperoncinis and fucking Greek dressing and like maybe some anchovies on top, which is like what most people think of. Like, yeah, eat more seafood and have some fucking leafy vegetables. It's like, oh no, you can look up the fucking recipes from the south of France on the Mediterranean, Sicilian fucking recipes, like actual ones, like ones from like Naples and like South Italy too, not just the Northern Italy hearty dishes, which like you need to get through the fucking Italian winters on the Alps. Like,
yeah,
there's so much amazing shit if you actually start looking up real Mediterranean recipes, not just, I think this is Greek, so I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
And call myself healthy today. Like, there's some fucking phenomenal shit.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, and it's like that too, because like, in Greek food, you got like tzatziki sauce, but like if you go to Afghanistan, they have tzatziki sauce there too. So I'm like, did the Persians bring this over here? I think the Persians brought this over here, and this is actually Persian food. Wild dart in the darkness on that one.
Oh man. So I have a very short Persian story about an Iranian lady. So after my divorce and like when I started getting on the whatever the fuck you call those, like dating apps and shit, and like no idea what I was doing. So the initial shot in the dark, I'm just like, yeah, cute enough, whatever. So I start talking to this one girl in Erie, Pennsylvania, and I don't remember her name, but it was something Middle Eastern, but I didn't quite pick up on that immediately. And like we're talking. She's like, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Like a bunch of times, so I'd have to like explain it. She's like, English isn't my first language. I'm like, oh, what's your first language? Farsi. I'm like, oh, cool, you're Iranian. And she just gets very quiet for about 5 minutes because like I opened with, hey, like I was in the Marines and like I own guns. So like if this is your get out of jail free card right now based off those two things.
Yeah.
Because it could go any way because I live in New York State and like there's some fucking dumb bitches that are like, nope, you're a gun owner, I'm out. I'm like, so I just gave them the quick, easy out, like right off the bat, like, hey, Marine Corps veteran, I own guns. You want in? Okay, we'll go down that road. And she's just like, that because you were in the Marines, right? She's like giving me not a hard time, like basically just insinuating that like I'm going to try and kill her now because I know she's Iranian. And I'm just like, really? I'm not. And like I've really just thought it was common knowledge that people in Iran speak Farsi. Like, she's like, no one else that I've ever talked to knows this. And I'm just like, oh well.
You mean the appropriate answer was no. I read this book called Smoke But Fairy Tales, and there was a hot Persian stripper in the beginning of it. And
no, basically this just goes back to what I said earlier. The Polish are dumb. They don't know that fucking speaks Farsi in Iran. Because that's what surrounds the fucking Lake Erie coast is Polacks. That's why you didn't like being in Northern Ohio, because they're all fucking Polacks there.
No, I mean there's something to that because like when I was in Ohio, like there'd be a lot of German families there, And
Yep.
they'd have like super German last names. And then like when you ask them, oh, hey, my granddad came over off the boat from this place, and you look at it on a map and you're like, that is way into fucking Poland. Like, when did y'all leave Germany?
Yep. Well, it's kind of like with my grandpa. Like my grandpa didn't come over, but I think it was either his parents that came over. And this is on my mom's side. That's the Polish side, on that side of the family. And they're like, oh, he's from here. The family's from here in Poland. And I'm like, that's been back and forth with Russia. I'm like, I might be part Russian.
Well, I mean, if you're Polish, probably. I mean, fucking. Like, I don't mean to sound like the American asshole on this, but like, you go like east of Germany, and you got Poland, and then Russia, and other countries that might as well be Russia. Which is one of the things I'm kind of confused on the fucking Ukraine thing about, because it's like, and you guys are basically Russians anyway, right?
Right.
Not to be a dick, but
so yeah, it was probably about like 2014 when like the first Crimea thing started kicking off.
Yeah.
And like they all started coming over, and somehow they all got jobs as fucking truckers.
No, well, good for them.
Yeah. And well, the not good for them part is that none of them spoke a fucking lick of English.
And they don't know how to drive.
Yeah, and they don't know how to drive, and it's just amazing. So
no, I was
like,
thinking more of no, I'm sorry, go on.
So like they're showing up to like our sites because like we get flatbed trailers hauling in our equipment from a warehouse in India to wherever the fuck we are in the country. So like they're showing up and we're like, fuck it, Google Translate. So the first thing I do is like I go to Ukrainian because I'm like, I see the Ukrainian flag on their fucking truck. I'm like, typing Ukrainian, I show them on the phone. I'm like, hey, and he's like, no. I read Russian. And they're like, what? Okay, fine. So go to fucking switch it to Russian. I'm like, there we go. Like, so like the guy, it was more than one guy. Like read Russian, spoke Ukrainian kind of, but mostly spoke Russian. Like the whole thing is just weird because it was Russia for fucking ever. It really
well
was.
the other thing though too is like after World War II, Stalin killed a lot of them. I mean, and the Nazis killed a lot of them while they were there too, but then they just like repopulated it with Russians. So there's a lot of Ukrainians that their granddads were from somewhere in fucking Russia. But I was thinking more like that movie Thank You for Smoking, where
oh yeah,
great movie by the way. But they're introducing everybody, and I forget who the other guy was. I think he might have been from like Brazil or Mexico, just to make the joke dumber. But he's like, oh, you guys are Arabs. I'm like, no, we're Mexicans. Like, if you're not from America, you're an Arab. So I'm applying that to East Europe. Yeah, you're not from like one of the cultured fucking countries. You're a Russian.
Yeah, you can't say that to the Finns though. They get a little mad.
Oh no, but like that's also like at the North Pole, and it's easy to forget about. And as long as you're not on the naughty list, you'll be all right.
So there's that, and Finland has more metal bands per capita than any other country.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I only know like 3 of them, maybe.
Yeah, but like if you don't speak the language, all the Scandinavian metal bands are kind of interchangeable if you don't know what they're saying. Mostly because, and the Scandinavian should I list is black metal. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, black metal, not death metal.
Yeah, black metal's Norway.
Yeah.
Sweden has the melodic death metal, which is like, they use the same type of riffing, and then they throw in some melodies and maybe some clean singing. So it was metalcore before metalcore came around.
Yeah.
So it's actually good too. And then Finland just has some fucking wild shit, like Children of Bodom, Finn Troll, which is like, imagine Gwar dressed up as trolls.
Okay.
And then I think Lordi, which is like the leader of Lordi, the main singer, is also the head of Finland's Kiss chapter, I guess.
Okay.
Like, so they're a Kiss influenced band, and they're like that style of rock, Lordi. That's Lordy, and they're really fucking good, actually. Like catchy, like Kiss adjacent ish, but also like early metal. So
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna have to check them out then.
oh yeah, and like they have like full fucking costumes too. Like the dude's face kind of looks like Dave Brocky's face, like Otis Urungus is, like with the weird like things coming off of it ish. Like, but they're good.
Yeah, no, I'm always a little cautious with Scandinavian music though, just because when Abath's first like solo album came out, I was like, this is the most metal thing ever. I fucking love this. I gotta go listen to everything he did. He was in a band called Immortal. They had to rock, right? Oh, these guys fucking suck. Jesus Christ. Okay. Going back to solo work. Got it.
No, it was one of those weird things where like where they split and like Immortal got better and Abath was way fucking better too.
Yeah.
Like Immortal, I think, had like one song I liked. It was called One by One.
Yeah, I mean something like that. There wasn't like many gems hidden in the rough on that one.
No, it really wasn't.
No, but like there's a lot of bands that kind of happen to. I think this is a controversial opinion. I think some people agree with me, some people don't, but like after Black Sabbath kicked Ozzy out, Ozzy was a lot better, but Black Sabbath was also a lot better. So Ozzy is better without Sabbath, and Sabbath is a lot better without Ozzy. Also, same thing with fucking Fleetwood Mac. Even though they didn't start with Stevie Nicks, you know, she's been in and out, you know, through the things. But Fleetwood Mac's better without Stevie Nicks, and Stevie Nicks is better without fucking Fleetwood Mac.
That one I also believe.
Yeah. But that's not always the case, though. Well, I mean, no, it's not, because when David Lee Roth left Van Halen, David Lee Roth, he didn't get better, but he didn't get better. He didn't like skyrocket better, but like, you know, the angle was still up, and Van Halen did the exact opposite thing.
Yes.
Which is weird, because like I really like Sammy Hagar's solo shit. I just don't like him with Van Halen. So
have you ever looked into how Van Halen like changed with I think it was 1984, and like David Lee Roth talks about it, like he's like the writing changed, and like it went from being like Eddie playing naturally, so he'd be like here on the fretboard and like down here maybe, to like a very computerized styling where he's like recording riffs and then putting them together on the computer.
Yeah,
so
and then like learning the solo
all
later.
the fuck over then.
Yeah, where he put the solo together almost digitally, piece by piece, and then after he found something that sounded good, he'd go back and learn how to play it. Which, on one hand, is pretty innovative. Innovative. I'm not tonguing that one today.
Genre breaking and defining.
Yeah, but also like, you know, I think you lose something with that.
Right. I think it just I won't say it destroyed the natural style of play. It forever changed it though. Because then like every heavy metal band built off of that paradigm shift. That's what he did. He shifted the paradigm. Fucking businessed it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Matt. Paradigm shifts. So yeah, like everyone after that did that. Like Pantera even fucking did it. Like Dimebag Darrell admitted it. He's like, I record all my riffs and then, you know, like I piece it all together at all that shit. And you're just like, huh, it's fucking weird.
That's a little hard to believe, considering that Pantera is like, all right, we got one good riff, we're gonna make this the entire fucking song. You guys gonna change this a bit? Nope. For the whole song. Yep.
Yeah, so they did that, and it was an after effect of Pantera. Like they didn't set out to do this, but like they changed hardcore music. Like hardcore music used to be like fucking punk, but fucking cooler. Right. And like violent shows, just amazing. Like, and now they're all just trying to be Pantera. and it's really fucking annoying. It's just like, oh, come listen to this fucking badass hardcore band. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear a fucking Pantera knockoff.
Again.
God damn it. If I wanted to listen to that, I'd listen to Damage Plan. Fuck you guys.
Can you tone it down just a little bit? No, we're not going to listen to Five Finger Death Punch either. Fuck.
Oh God, did I send you that meme? I found the one where it's like a dude wearing a Five Finger Death Punch shirt and some lady walks by like texting on her phone. She says, I like your gay pride shirt.
Yeah.
I sent it to so many people. I'm like, this is fucking great.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a Five Finger Death Punch concert because it was a free concert on 29 Palms. And I got drunk, screamed their music, sucked and threw a beer bottle at the stage. And then only didn't get arrested because, like, while I was scooting out, one of my buddies was fapped out to fucking PMO. He's like, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm like, all right. I didn't see who did that.
Ah, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
So did you guys actually get concerts on 29 Palms?
Every once in a while, yeah.
All right. So in the 5 years that I was there was a fucking like a stage for like playing shows and shit on Marine Corps Air Station New River. Like it was on the back of the flight line. It was there the entire time. I never, nothing. Not once. Not even Toby Keith.
Damn, dude. Toby Keith doesn't even love you?
Toby Keith did not love the Air Wing or basically like fucking Jacksonville in general because they didn't have one on Lejeune, which is just across the fucking river. Like it was on the air station.
I don't know. 29 Palms is a great place for music though. Like outside of base too though. Because that's where like all the fucking yuppies went when they wanted to get away from LA from the weekend. So as a consequence of that, like all the bars had fucking live music and they had a good fucking gamut of them. Joshua Tree Saloon had some fucking good music now and then, but there's this place called Pappy and Harriet's. And it's not on the main drag. It's like way out in the fucking desert. Like you have to like drive dirt roads to get to it, which I guess isn't too uncommon in that area. But also because of where it is, like there's definitely parts of that where like, am I on the road or am I just driving to the fucking desert? But they built this place to, I forget if it was originally supposed to be a house or a church, but or to look like a house or a church, but it was a set building that they built for movies back in the 30s. And they used it up until the 50s. So like there's like movies John Wayne shot inside this fucking place. And then the studio sold it. It kind of sat for a while. And then these people bought it, refurbished it and started doing live music there all the time. And there'd be like big bands that fucking came through there and shit. Like there was a couple people I found, like say Jamie Wyatt, if you know her, country singer, but like I saw her there like right after her first album came out, like before anybody knew who the fuck she was. And then fucking like Paul McCartney and shit shows up there sometimes. And this place is like it's not small, but it's not big. Like it's still like it's like a large bar, not like a small venue.
Yeah. That sounds fucking rad.
Yeah, it's cool. But it's also kind of like that fucking hole in Winnie the Pooh, where if you're looking for it and you haven't been there before, you can't find it. And if you're leaving and you're trying to get out, you can't get out. You can only get there if you're looking for an accident, and you can only leave if you're not trying to.
So is that where Hotel California was written about?
I mean, they say that. Although wasn't Hotel California like a critique on the fucking business industry and like, hey, like we can't say we're getting Epstein because Epstein doesn't exist yet, but like we're getting Epstein.
I guess I never heard that aspect of it, but yeah, it does sound correct. Like, hurry up, cash cow, keep making fucking money.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, and like once you're in, you can't get out, which is fucking one of the reasons why on the album, on the back sleeve of the album cover, like how they're all standing in the lobby in the back, up in the balcony, like Anton LaVey standing up there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty fucking rad, though.
Yeah.
What did I see fucking a couple months ago about it was something about Anton LaVey's daughter.
She's a
Basically
musician,
how she like,
I think.
yeah, but then she ended up leaving the Church of Satan. I don't think she's like Christian or anything now, but she basically just left and was like, it's fucking bullshit.
Well, because there's different types of Satanists, right? Because there's like actual I love Satan Satanists. There's I'm an atheist who wants to troll Christians, and there's I hate my mom's minivan type of fucking Satanist. And I haven't like taken a deep dive, but I thought he was like the atheist trolling Christians Satanist, not the I love Satan Satanist. So if it was that,
basically. So like the black masses were basically everything he did was like inverse of Catholicism.
okay,
It's basically fucking holding up a mirror to it, painting it fucking black, and going, look at how funny it is. It's like fucking Pastafarianism before Pastafarianism, but like a harder fucking over here instead of like being from the middle and being happy and flying spaghetti monster.
yeah.
But like they would actually have black masses and like shit like that just to like be edgy and fun. But
Which I can see if you're a hardcore atheist where that'd be fun for like a weekend, but like I guess good on him for keeping it up for 20 fucking years.
But I think he actually like believed it. Like he was full in on it. Anton LaVey was. And like he wrote that book, the fucking
the Satanic Bible, and then the
Satanic Bible. And I was working in Alabama. My buddy picked it up and read it. Like he bought it at a Barnes and Noble. I'm like, this is the weirdest spot to be buying it in the Bible Belt. And like he like flat out asked a guy like who was working at that Barnes and Noble, was like, hey, I'm looking for the Satanic Bible. I just want to read it. And the guy's like, oh yeah, it's right over here. I read it. Spoiler alert for you. It's basically, I forgot how many pages he said, of just how to be really, really, really insanely, not greedy. What's the fucking word he said? Selfish. He's like, it's basically just how to be really selfish. That's it. He's like, have fun. So my buddy read it. He's like, yeah, that guy was right. I'm like, I don't doubt it. He looks like a biblical scholar.
I don't know. That's one of those things though too, where it's like, you know how some people like have the thing where it's like you can't have a new religion because fucking if it hasn't been here forever, then it's bullshit. And you can kind of see that where like, yeah, that like you're not really a fucking deist or whatever, you're just a selfish asshole. And then you go back to like say, I don't know, Mormonism, and it's like this isn't a real religion, but like good cults, guys. I'm happy that you're all happy, shiny people. But then you
like a new religion just for one simple fact. Rule 32 of the internet.
What's Rule 32?
Isn't that the one where if it exists, a porn parody of it also exists?
That's 4.
Rule 4?
34.
34?
Yeah, I don't know where 32
So it's off by 2?
Yeah.
I gotta stop saying Rule 32 then.
Wait, well, unless like Rule 34 would be like the Catholic version, Rule 33 would be the Orthodox version, and Rule 32 would be the, I don't know, Baptists of the internet porn.
Yeah, but isn't that going backwards? So the first one would be Catholics, Baptists would be last, right? So Baptists should be 37?
Maybe. But then what would 32 be? Like
Jews?
Yeah. Well, then what would 33 be? No, 33 would be Jews, and then 32 would be like Zoroastrians.
Oh, no. We could have fun with this one. People with the ziggurats. Babylonians?
Yeah.
Ancient Babylonians. So we're talking Gilgamesh now. Book 1. Yeah. Smoke Pit Terry Tales, Book 1. Epic of Gilgamesh, ziggurats, Rule 30. I guess that's Rule 32. Yeah. We need a porn parody. Smoke Pit Fairy Tales.
Does Smoke Pit Fairy Tales need a porn parody? There's plenty of sex in it, man.
So I'm just going to go right ahead and say I don't think the girlfriend will appreciate me being a voice actor or a real actor in that one.
Dude, that's one of those fucking weird things too, because like when I'm editing the sex scenes in these, whichever actress it is always pours their heart out into it. It's like, good for you, thank you for this. But like when I'm writing it, it's like, yeah, this is hot, let's do this. But then I go to edit it, and it's like, okay, I got to rewrite these books and make all these characters fucking nuns. Like, I'm a fucking pervert. Jesus Christ. Like, I was thinking that when I was doing the first one, I was like, all right, so I gotta go rewrite this. And Penelope's a nun, Hank's a fucking friar, monk. Fuck it, I'm gonna make him a priest. I don't give a shit.
Oh man.
Now we're in it for the story, so it's all right.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, porn parody took it out of me. I don't even know what to think of that. I'm imagining Smoke Pit Fairy Tales Volume 1 as a fucking porn parody now. I'm just like, god damn, because the amount of porn parodies that there used to be of like high studio budget porno ones. Like, remember Pirates?
And it was everything. Yeah, you had Pirates, you had the X-Files, you had the fucking Power Rangers. One of the weird ones, though, is my buddy had one of my roommates in Pendleton. He had all of the entire fucking series of the This Is Not Twilight porno parodies. I think it was Jenna Hayes that was in those. And he would just sit down and watch them. So I sat down and watched them at some point. They're better than the actual Twilight movies.
I believe it.
They have a plot. The acting is porno acting, so better than the original fucking Twilight movie. Like, the production quality wasn't bad.
One good one that I actually did see too, and it was like more recent, like early 2010s, I want to say. It was like they did the 1960s Batman.
Okay.
So Adam West Batman porn parody. So like
when
the guy was in
wow, blowjob.
Yes.
Nice.
They didn't do the blowjob though.
Oh.
Like, but the Joker was in face paint. I think it was Alexis Texas was in there. She wasn't Catwoman. I think she was the Ivy, Poison Ivy.
All right.
Like, but the entire thing was just fucking insane and amazing. I was just like, wow.
That's fucking hilarious.
That was like one of those ones I saw and I'm like, I didn't know I needed that in my life, but I did. In the words of my coworkers, my life has two eras. There was before I saw that, and there was after I saw that. Everything has been different since then.
Yeah. Now, did they stop making those, or did we just stop looking for them?
This is one of those things where I blame COVID, and that during COVID, everything went to stepmom porn.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
I don't get it either. And then the titles too. So it's like stepmom with stepson and stepsister. And it's just like, there's too many steps here. Like, you're just putting step in front of fucking every family member now.
You don't want to walk
every
the
character.
stairs. Also, quit being cowards. Make it his actual sister. Make a fucking Oedipus porno movie. Holy shit! How hard is this? Just do that. Call it high fucking literature. But also, this is Greek. He has to bang his dad too.
Oh fuck! We need an Icarus one then too, and the Minotaur.
Ooh. Oh yeah, man. How would you do that? You need a budget. You need a budget.
So imagine this: Minotaur porn.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I'm sold on the idea.
You're getting a blowjob from a lady's mouth, and then you got to go put it in a horse's rear end. It's fucking everything all at once. It's fucking mythology. It's bestiality. It's fucking everything you've ever wanted but couldn't actually have.
I have a theory on the story of the Minotaur, because, like, it was I forget exactly what happened, but and then, like, they had the Minotaur kid, and the king was ashamed, but like couldn't like divorce the wife over it because that would admit that he saw her bang a bull. So they built the labyrinth to throw the Minotaur in to kind of like hide it, and that's where they like fed virgins and shit. Okay, you know how like every myth has like a twinkling of truth somewhere where back in the day, and it can be like as easy as like I saw a really big dog, werewolves, right? Like that jump.
Right.
You think some dude was walking around Crete and was like, "Hey, dude, your mom's over there fucking a cow." What? Oh, god damn it. All right, let's go.
But wasn't that on the Isle of Lesbos, making her a lesbian?
No, I think it was on Crete.
Yeah, I think you're right too. I just like saying lesbians are from Lesbos.
Yeah. No, I had a conversation about that when I was in school because fucking we were reading about, it was philosophy class. So I think we were reading about Socrates or fucking Plato or somebody. And one of the things they're talking about is they use the term bestiality as in kind of like how we would call someone now like a monster or like a shitbag. And that's how they would use their word bestiality. So we're doing a thing on this. And I was, we're having our, class discussion afterwards. And I'm like, yeah, so some of this didn't really make sense. What to Google? Don't Google bestiality. And then my professor was like, yeah, I had the same problem with, I was doing a paper on vases from the Isle of Lesbos, and I Googled lesbian vases. Don't do that either. And I was like, yeah, the feds are watching my computer. Got it.
I don't know if they'd watch your computer for the lesbian vases. They'd be like, man, this guy's into some cool shit.
Yeah. It was funny, though, because I forget who it was, but it was one of the philosophers back then. And this dude was talking about how one of his buddies, who is also somebody else named, I should Google this so I don't get it fucked up, but he was talking about how his buddy was like weird for two reasons. One is like he banged chicks, which, ew, why are you banging chicks? There's dudes around, you fucking straight dude. It's ancient Greece. Sorry, pal. But he said it was like super, super weird because, the rest of them like bang their wives to like have kids, but he'd go have fun with these chicks and quote unquote make them moan like lesbians. And it's like, oh, so he knew how to use it. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Get it on. But yeah. All right. Anyway, we've been ranting for a bit. If the people want to find you, where can they find you? Because you had a new episode of the Wonton Wednesday podcast come out this morning, did you not?
I did. I just didn't promote it because I fucking suck at things.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry.
So yeah, Wonton Wednesday podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Type it in. It's pretty easy to find. I'll send you the fucking link if you ask kindly, or if you ask meanly. I don't really care.
I put it in the description, so I mean you could just
even better. So quick plug. I've been doing 1 hour format with one of my buddies from the Marine Corps, Donnie Faribaugh, and we are getting insanely, hilariously dumb. And I'm going to be putting it out either today or tomorrow. And it's called the Wonton Wednesday podcast matchmaker game. So it features on the left-hand column 11 of your favorites from the history of the Marine Corps, such as Chesty Puller and Ira Hayes and Smedley Butler. And basically, if you said their name in Marine Corps boot camp, yes, I've included Opha Johnson. On the right-hand column, it features the 11 of the hottest hotties from the current era of actresses. So we got Selma Hayek, Jennifer Aniston, Sandra Bullock, Sydney Sweeney. I went with real actresses, not fun ones.
Christy Canyon's a real actress. She's a mattress actress, all right?
I mean, that is a real actress, but it's not a Hollywood hottie.
Okay, all right.
She's Silicon Valley, not Silicon Valley.
All right.
Yeah, that's where I had to draw a line somewhere, or else it would just say Jenna Jameson, Jenna Hayes, and it would just be the Jennas of porn.
All right. So what's this game you're having them play?
So basically, you just have to play matchmaker. You bust out your favorite crayon and you fucking draw lines between the two, kind of like, hey, which ones go the best together? And then you can send it back to me, and like I will compile a list of who thinks the best of the most people. Like you can put John Vassalone with as many women as you want. You can give Chesty Puller the chestiest ladies. I don't care how you do it, but just have fun with this and send it back to me so me and my buddy Donnie can go over it on fucking air.
So this is a more intricate game of Kill, Fuck, Marry. Except for you're doing both sides.
We want to do something like that too, but we were trying to come up with something better than I just call it FMK for short, Fuck, Marry, Kill. I'm like, so we got to come up with something like tandem skydive, trench warfare, and Yeah, fucking Donnie lost it at that one too. He's like, trench warfare. I'm like, yeah, you got to team up with someone. So like, what do you want to team up with them on? Tandem skydiving, trench warfare is like, what the fuck is the third thing? I'm like, I don't know, testing out croissant places. Because this is how my brain works. I'm like, yeah, tandem skydiving and croissants, also trench warfare, same sentence.
I can get down on it.
Yeah, I mean, so he went with, well, I'm not going to go skydiving with Melissa McCarthy. I'm like, pussy.
Yeah, but if there's anything that like happens in Alaska, like, I don't know, Inuit fucking ice fishing, it's like, well, obviously. Or running with the bulls. Like, I don't want to get speared.
Exactly. So yeah, like we're gonna come up with stupid, fun, crazy things, and also we've discovered that you can play a game called Chat GPT Roast Me, and it does fucking phenomenal job.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So my buddy Donnie has Chat GPT, and we fucking did that.
So on this game, are you gonna post it like on Instagram and Facebook and be like, hey, you guys do it, or is it just like I have to watch the YouTube video and like kind of?
Oh no. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna fucking send it out. Be like, hey, fucking play this, fill it out, send it back to me, do whatever the fuck you want.
Nice.
Yeah. So like it's gonna go out and up.
I can't wait. That's gonna sound good.
Yeah, like I really do have to get it out tonight because I've been talking about it with him for like 3 weeks now, and I'm just like, I just have to fucking.
Oh, you have to shit or get off the pot.
It's literally 3/4 typed up. I just have to write like the directions at the bottom where it, because like I wrote like the fucking. Hold on, I could probably just show it to you. I can present on this, right?
There should be a present down at the bottom.
All right, give me one.
If it lets you do that, I might have to press something on my end, but you let me know if it tells you need permissions or whatever.
It says share screen. Oh shit, what's it doing? This is being weird.
Oh. Do we gotta?
Hold on, I just gotta press allow real quick.
You gotta press a what?
No. It won't let me.
Oh, lame. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see it when we'll see it in a few days or tomorrow or in an hour. Steve.
All right, fine, I'll do it. It'll fucking take me like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for coming on, and
thanks for having me, dude.
And those of you that likes Steve's beautiful voice, you can stick around for more of him and Smoke with Fairy Tales 5, more than likely to do with youth. It'll be a good time.
And I'm sorry, I don't think I have any songs in that one.
You do.
I do? Fuck, okay,
you do.
Even better.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll tell you in a minute. I'm not going to spoil it for them, but yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, adios.
Bye.